Good evening, Charger fans. Good evening, Charger fans, and welcome to a big district matchup tonight between your 14-0 Heritage Hall Chargers and the 15-11 Perry Maroons. Heritage Hall, as you know, if you've been watching this Chargers softball team, a lot of impressive girls and a lot of young ladies and a lot of things that they've put together early in this season, riding an historic and actually a record-breaking start to a season. 14-0 on the year. They've scored 86 runs on the year, only given up 6. So, and those 6, 5 of those 6 came in the last series, a doubleheader against Alva the last time we were here joining you with ChargerVision. So a great start, an historic start, and great things are expected here with this Heritage Hall team. First place in the district coming in right now. Perry comes in third in the district. Like I said, 15-1 overall, 5-1 in district play. So we're expecting a great game tonight. We're going to get right after it with our Nix Patterson feature player of the game. The Nix Patterson feature player of the game is none other than Amelia Smith. Amelia Smith was also our Seth Wadley Auto Family Power Promise player of the game the last time we joined you here with ChargerVision against Alva, a doubleheader, and Amelia just had a great outing. But the thing about Amelia, you know, you're always going to see a defensive gem from her. If you were following us either here at the stadium or on ChargerVision last game, Amelia with a great completely sprawled out and on a diving catch on a foul ball over on the left side at third base. So you're not going to see much better plays than that coming up. So you're always going to see a defensive gem from Amelia. And, you know, it goes without saying, as sure as she is in the field with her glove, you're rarely going to see any errors coming from that position at third base as well. Amelia is a young lady that flies around the base paths. You know, she comes in tonight with 7 stolen bases on the year, one of the leaders here for this Heritage Hall team. And in addition to that, she's the spirit of the team. She's a senior leader. You know, Amelia is a young lady that did not play softball here as a freshman or sophomore. Came in last year, ended up getting second team all-district, all-city honors, or all-district honors here. So Amelia is just one of those players that she does have aspirations of playing at the next level and quite deserving as such. Like I said, she's the career of the team. On her career, she's been here for 2 years, 299 career average for Amelia, 6 triples, 5 home runs. She comes into this game tonight hitting .333 with 2 doubles, a home run, and like we said, those 7 stolen bases. So expect big things from Amelia Smith tonight and also this Lady Charger team as a whole. We're going to take our first break. You were watching Heritage Hall Softball right here on the ChargerVision Network.
Joe Cooper Ford has 3 Ford dealerships around the metro to serve Oklahoma better than anyone else. What does having 3 of the best Ford dealerships in the state mean for you? It means 3 times the selection and 3 times the savings, and that's 3 times the service. And Joe guarantees to beat any price in Oklahoma by $500, or he'll give you $10,000. That's why Joe beats the competition 3-1. Who loves Oklahoma?
The elite always work to get better. So every day, we dedicate ourselves to being the best orthopedic surgeons in the country, committed to helping you be your best. No matter where you are or the obstacles you face, we never give up because it's too important to you and the communities we serve. And for that reason, Saints march on.
Welcome back. A very warm afternoon here, 5 o'clock start for this district matchup between your Heritage Hall Chargers and the Perry Maroons. About 90, a little over 90 degrees here at kickoff, here at first pitch. Not kickoff. That's going to be here in next week. But, it's about a 90-degree day here. Not much breeze that we see at all at the ballpark today. And, pretty unseasonably warm. We got a good break last week where we had some cooler weather in the 70s, but not so much now. Let's talk about how Heritage Hall got here. Like we said, last games against Alva, 2 hard-fought victories, 1 in 9 innings, the first of a two-game doubleheader that day. That one went 9 innings, Heritage Hall coming out on top, and that was really by a J.C. Hernandez walk-off single that brought in Amelia Smith for the game winner. So Heritage Hall has played some tough ball games. I was able to talk with Coach Seymour after that victory, and this team is battle tested a lot of times early on, especially when you get to this point of the season in a 14-0 start, not giving up many runs. You almost feel like at times that this is going to be a team that has done nothing but blowouts, but that has not been the case with this team. So they've been tried, they've been tested. Of course, taking the mound tonight will be Addie Thompson. There's 2 pitchers really for the team this year for this Chargers softball team, and that's Addie Thompson, which we all know very well, the Michigan commit. She's been around here forever, holds just about every single career record for Heritage Hall that exists out there. And then also it's been such a nice addition this year with Kiki Jobes. And, Kiki Jobes is another one that has came in Game 2 of Alva the last time we were here with you and just shut down the Gold Bugs and did a great job on that very scrappy Alva team. So we're expecting good things for this team. And now, I was talking to Coach Seymour earlier as well. And this is the first game of the week here for the Chargers. They were up at Chisholm a couple of nights ago, leading 3-0 in the 4th inning when that game was eventually called for weather. So they will go back to Chisholm with it being a district matchup. They will go back to Chisholm and finish that ball game. And then also they will travel to Hennessy on the 16th, and then also up to Blackwell on the 19th. So a lot of travel in store and then the upcoming week here for this Chargers softball team. Perry, on the other hand, it looks like coming off of the last game for Perry, a 16-1 victory over Blackwell. That followed up an 8-0 win over the Morrison Wildcats in district play. Perry comes in at 5-1 on the year, so we're expecting a very good ball game. The scouting report on Perry, they're very well coached. Coach Seymour says they've got a lot of solid hitters, especially through the 1 through 4 spot, and very solid pitchers, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing that tonight. Let's talk real fast about our Joe Cooper Auto Group keys to victory here for the Charger softball team. Simple and clean defense. That's what we've seen all year long out of this team. You'll notice the expected contributors in the field. Kendall Barris back there at catcher. You've got Amelia Smith at third base. Of course, Kiki Jobes at first base or pitcher, with Addie Thompson. So this is a very stout defensive team, and we've seen a very sure-gloved defensive team all year long here for these Chargers. Strike the zone. Come at them. We saw that once again in the last game where especially Kiki Jobes came in relief and just pounded the zone. And Addie Thompson, there's not much more you can say about her and how she attacks hitters and her strikeout record this year. I don't have those right in front of me right now, but I'll get to those in here in just a little bit. But she's just somebody that always pounds the zone and very, very effective. Like we said, Michigan commit, and so we expect a big game out of Addie Thompson as well. And also aggressive hitting. Be hungry at the dish is what Coach Seymour says. And, we saw some aggressive hacks in that second game against Alva. We had a really good pitching battle in that last game against Alva in game 1 of the doubleheader. And actually, there was only 1 or 2 hits in that game going into the 7th inning. So came out in game 2, the last game that we saw here, and the Heritage Hall swung very aggressive bats, had many, I think 7 or 8 hits in that ball game. I would have to go back and look at the book, but definitely did a lot better attacking the ball and at the plate and taking aggressive hacks early in the count too. There was a pitcher that was kind of coming right at him, not an overpowering fastball, and Heritage Hall was able to jump on all of those pitchers right away and get some hits on the board and some runs up in the column on the scoreboard. So we're going to take one more break while we await first pitch. You are watching Heritage Hall Softball right here on the ChargerVision Network.
When you walk into this room, who you have beside you matters. Experience matters. We fight in Oklahoma and around the country, standing toe-to-toe against the most powerful adversaries in the world, and we win. Our record speaks for itself. Our verdicts and settlements speak for themselves, and we want to fight for you. Nix Patterson, Oklahoma attorneys with world-class experience.
ChargerVision would like to thank 9th Street Barking Lot for their continued support. Visit them online at 9thstreetbarkinglot.com to schedule a bark bus. Coach Kyle Gillum looks forward to spoiling your pups at his first-class facility in downtown OKC. 9th Street Barking Lot, home of the bark bus. We love our ChargerVision sponsors that allows us to put on many, many games throughout the year here, bringing you live Heritage Hall athletics action all throughout the year. We're going to get right to our starting lineups as we await first pitch and the national anthem. Behind the plate, Kendall Barris, who we talked about, Addie Thompson on the mound today. Amelia Smith over there at third base, which is our Nix Patterson featured player of the game. Emerson Callahan starting at shortstop today. J.C. Hernandez, the freshman, at second base. Kiki Jobs will start at first base, rounding out the outfield. Callie Fielding gets the start in left field today. Kenzie Wells in center, and Blakely Standish moves over from left to right field today. So that is your starting lineup, brought to you by SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. So a little bit looking through the lineup today with a little bit different batting order here for the Chargers, as the softball's getting rubbed down a little bit. You know, when you get into college ball and pro ball, you know, you have guys that do that. They'll come in, either the pitchers, bullpen catchers, but you'll have some guys that'll just take cases of baseballs and get those things dirtied up. So looks like Coach Seymour's got him a good crew there, getting all of the softballs ready for tonight's action. You don't want them to be too slick or too yellow, so that's why they do that there. But once again, looking at that the batting order tonight, if it holds true from the notes I was given, that's going to be Kenzie Wells in the leadoff spot tonight, the freshman center fielder. You know, she is coming in just red hot, hitting .393 on the year with 3 triples, 5 RBIs, 7 runs, 8 stolen bases. Kenzie Wells is one. You know, there's a large contingent of freshmen in the starting lineup here for the Chargers team, and which is even more impressive with the 14-0 start, the 7-0 start in district play, with so many freshmen in the starting lineup. Kenzie Wells, the freshman center fielder, as we talked about, in the leadoff spot tonight. And then also there's J.C. Hernandez, a freshman, at second base. You've got Riley Seymour, designated player tonight, and then Blakely Standish out in and so, you know, this is a freshman squad that is not just coming in and you know, just with a body out there. These are young ladies that are contributing highly to the success, this early year success that this Charger club is experiencing. Kenzie Wells, as I said, came in hitting .393 on the year. You know, J.C. Hernandez, .265 on the year right now, 4 stolen bases, but had that big walk-off single against Alva the last time we were out. So a lot of production coming from the freshman class, and then also 4 seniors on this squad. That's Amelia Smith, Addie Thompson, Kiki Jobs, and Kendall Barris. Looks like we've got some game introductions going on right now. First time we've really seen the introductions here at Charger softball field. Love to see it. I'm going to give it to PA.
Designated player Riley Seymour. And number
And please join us in the playing of our national anthem here at Charger Softball Field. Nothing better than fall sports here. You know, on the baseball field or the softball field, but this is what I'm going to call the Seymour factor. This is his second season as the head coach here for the softball team. 26-7 career or record so far in those 2 years. So very effective. And what you just saw was exactly what we do on the baseball field. Just the discipline that he's brought in, the winning mentality he's brought in. I love to see that. To my knowledge, that's the first time I've ever seen a start of a Heritage Hall softball game that way. So I love seeing that. I love seeing, there's a new era. I was talking to Coach Seymour, like I said, after the Alva game, and I just made a comment to him that, right now, Heritage Hall softball is on the map. And, always had some success here with the program, but now there is a developing expectation level that has come about with these young ladies, and it is just from what you see. Not only are they out and statistically getting everything done that they need to, but also we see a camaraderie and a closeness with this team that is really, really hard to find. So team chemistry is so important. And from the looks of everything, Coach Seymour has this thing going for Heritage Hall. So we are about here, first pitch. Addie Thompson has taken her last warm-up pitch. And so that'll lead us off, and that'll be second baseman number 5, Satine Owen, will lead off the top of the first inning. She's going to be followed by Aaliyah Schramm and Lainey Huey. The pitcher and the catcher following the Maroon third baseman. First pitch from Addie Thompson. Right in there, called strike. Perry comes in on the year 15-1, allowing 4 runs per game, scoring close to 7 runs per game. Heritage Hall on the other side, scoring about 6 a game and only giving up less than 1 run per game. So this is a team, like I said, dominant pitching has been the MO for everything that's happened so far. Very dominant pitching. And hoping to really get those sticks going. We saw it. We saw them get a little bit more lively here in the second game last time as pitch number 2. Just a little bit low from Addie Thompson. Now that's going to even up the count at 1-1 here early on. We're just getting started. Warm afternoon here on the campus of Heritage Hall High School. You are watching Heritage Hall and the Perry Maroons. Heritage Hall number 1 in District 3A3. Perry comes in number 3 in district play. So big district matchup between these two teams to catch up to up in the zone. So one of the keys to victory from Coach Seymour was definitely attack the strike zone, and we've seen just that. Addie Thompson working ahead in the zone right now. Goes to the same pitch. Owen lays off of it this time. She saw it last time and realized that is a tough pitch with the hard flame-throwing Thompson coming right at you. So good at bat here for the second baseman, Owen, leading off this game, top of the first inning for the Perry Maroons. Special thanks to the ChargerVision crew tonight for bringing you live Heritage Hall softball, and that's going to be a leadoff walk drawn by Owen following a 1-2 count. So a good quality at bat there for the Maroons second baseman. And this is going to bring up center fielder Elias Shroom. First base on balls, first batter. Here for no runner on the play. That ball is called strike, 0-1 count here. Watch for Kendall Barris behind the plate. Kendall Barris is a very aggressive catcher behind the plate for the Hall. That girl that will throw behind you, back pick. It doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter when. So these defenders on the bases for Heritage Hall always have to be on their toes. And you'll see Kiki Jobs over there. You're going to see J.C. Hernandez on the wheel right there, going back and covering first base with the charging Jobs. So expect many throwdowns from Kendall Barris trying to backpick these Maroon runners. The bunt is laid down. It is fielded by Amelia Smith at third base. It's going to be a tough play, and it's not going to be in time. That's going to be an infield hit, the first hit of the day for Perry, and that's going to advance Owen on the play. Nice infield bunt hit for the center fielder, Shrum, which brings up the shortstop, Laney Huey. So Perry came, and they're runner in scoring position, no outs here in the top of the first inning. If you joined us late, the second baseman, Owen, drew the base on balls to start the game, and you just saw the bunt hit there by center fielder Shrum. Pitching tonight for Perry will be the 5-hole hitter, Jolie Kakuk. Wearing number 7 tonight. Two lefties to the plate so far here in the first inning for Perry. That ball is fouled straight back. Trying to get those runners moved to get 2 runners in scoring position. So this is an 0-2 count. Addie Thompson working on top of the Perry shortstop. Trying to put something in play and get a rally going here for the Perry Maroons is the shortstop, Huey. Front of the box. And Addie, yes, that's going to be strike 3. So that is the first strikeout of the game for Addie Thompson. Again, on that high rise ball or high pitch in the zone. Just hard for you to lay off of it, but virtually an impossible pitch to hit. So that's going to be the first strikeout of the day for Thompson. Thompson came into this game 108 strikeouts on the year, and that ball is hit to Callahan up the middle. Attempted double play over to Jobs. They're going to get the lead runner there at second base on the fielder's choice. Shrum is going to be out at second base. So that's 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Perry with 2 runners on still, now runners on the corners. And that brings up the pitcher, Jolie Kakuk. It's a nice play out there by. So that leaves Owen, the leadoff hitter, at third base, trying to get something on the board for the Maroons. Oh, nice pitch right there. Just threw it right past. 5-hole hitter for Perry. So evens up the count 1-1. Addie Thompson trying to get out of a mini jam right here as the runner on first, Huey, moves up on the play. Excuse me, that was going to be a pinch runner that just came in for her. Oh, no, that was Brooklyn Moses. Excuse me. So 2-1 count here on the Maroon pitcher. Is off the knob, but that is going to be a hit by pitch, it looks like. So that's going to load the bases here for Perry early in this contest, still in the top half of the first inning. It did sound like it was off the knob, but there's Coach Seymour came out to have a word with the home plate umpire. This courtesy runner enters for Perry. That's going to be number 14, Riley Skaggs. In to run for the Maroon pitcher. So that brings to the plate Bella Porter, the catcher, hitting 6th today for Perry, trying to do some damage early on. We said Heritage Hall giving up less than 1 run per game on the year. Going into Alva last week, they had only given up 1 run on the year, not the average, the number 1. That ball is swung on, hit to JC Hernandez, and it's right to her. Good aggressive swing there by the catcher, Porter, but hit it right at the freshman, JC Hernandez. And they get out of the inning. 1 hit in that inning, that would have been the bunt single. A team like Heritage Hall and a team that has extreme defense, extreme pitching, boy, you need to take advantage of every opportunity that you get when you get runners on base. And Perry just unable to take advantage of that there in the top half of the first inning. Coming up for Heritage Hall, it's going to be freshman center fielder Kinsey Wells getting the leadoff duties tonight. Normally it's enjoyed by Kendall Bears. Kendall Bears hitting in the 5-hole today for the Chargers. A huge thank you to Stanley's Graduation, offering Stanley's products and conveniently located in Edmond. For all of your high school grad needs, class rings, leather jackets, announcements, and championship rings. Celebrating moments that matter, Stanley's Graduation Services. Call or text them at 405-607-4343 or visit them at jostens.com. Like we said, great teams and great action going on in the fall here at Heritage Hall. We'll get to some of that action here in a little bit. Jobs, Kendall Barris, J.C. Hernandez, Emerson Callahan, Riley Seymour, and Blakely Standish rounding out the order today for the Chargers at the plate. Good to see the young Wells in the leadoff position. 393 on the year, 1 triple, 5 RBI, 7 runs scored, and 8 RBI or 8 stolen bases. Kinsey Wells leads the team in stolen bases. I was talking to, whenever I had the conversation with Coach Seymour, he had been really looking forward to this freshman class that was coming up. This is a young team that they were all together in middle school, and actually Coach Seymour's daughter is in that class, that freshman class. So he knows all about these young players coming up, and was looking forward to the day where they could put it all together and hopefully gel a little bit. And that's Kinsey Wells hitting a ball out there to the shortstop, trying to get up the line, but that's a nice play by shortstop Laney Huey out there for the first out of the inning. So that's going to bring up our Nix Patterson feature player of the game, Amelia Smith. Amelia Smith, who was also our Seth Wadley Auto Power Promise player of the game, the last game here on Charger Field. Amelia Smith fouls it straight back. Amelia comes in on the year hitting .333 with 4 doubles, a home run, 6 RBI, 15 runs scored, and 7 stolen bases. So an unbelievable start and an unbelievable career for Amelia Smith, who has really only played here for 2 years for this Charger softball program. She tries to get that down. That's fouled right back at us. So that's going to be down in the count early for Amelia. 0-2 count here. If you're just joining us, we're just getting underway. Bottom half of the first inning, top half of the first. The Perry Maroons left the bases loaded on a short pop out to the second baseman, J.C. Hernandez. Getting Addie Thompson out of a early game bind right there, and that's a nice fastball upstairs that gets Amelia Smith. So that's going to be the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring to the plate Addie Thompson. Addie Thompson comes in hitting a blistering .613. Yes, I don't have numbers transposed. That is an average of .613 for Addie Thompson. 6 doubles, a home run, 12 RBI, 5 runs scored, 4 stolen bases. And Addie Thompson, you'll see it right there. Very aggressive swing early in the count. First pitch of the at-bat lines a hard line drive past the shortstop for the first hit of the game for Heritage Hall. So that's going to bring to the plate first baseman Kiki Jobs. Jobs coming in hitting .313 on her own right. Home run on the year, 7 RBI. First hit of the day for Heritage Hall. That's going to be a called strike on Jobs. 2 outs here, bottom of the first inning. Addie Thompson at first base. Kendall Barris awaits on deck, the senior catcher, leader of the squad. I think if this Charger team had, the C's on the jersey, I think we would probably have 4 of them out there on this team. A lot of upper class leadership here with this Heritage Hall softball team. Evens up the count, boy. Kiki Job takes a hack, just a little bit out in front, so that's going to move the count to 1-2 on Jobs. Expect to maybe see Addie trying to swipe a base here soon. Addie with 4 stolen bases on the year. I know Coach Seymour likes to be aggressive out there. Push the envelope a little bit. Test that catcher. We saw 3 Chargers get thrown out trying to catch, or thrown out caught stealing against the Gold Bugs last week. Very interesting because it was if you saw that game, that ball misses out, so that's going to even up that's going to full up the count. 3-2, 2 outs here, bottom of the first inning. But if you saw that game, the Alba catcher would intentionally throw it about 10 feet to the right or to the first base side of second base with the shortstop cutting across, and was able to get all of our runners right as they were getting into their slide, tagging them on the right side or the first base side of the base. And it was something that the first time it happened, it was thought it was just somewhat of a missed throw, but it was not. And they were able to cut down every base stealer. Potential base stealer that the Chargers threw at him. So this is going to be a full count here on Jobs. Oh, and that ball misses high. So runner in scoring position. Early rally here for Heritage Hall. First walk of the day. For the Perry catcher. For the Perry pitcher, excuse me. So that's going to put Kiki Jobs on first base. Addie Thompson moves over to second. Here early. Top of the second inning. 7-hole hitter. That's a ball out there to center field. Fielded cleanly by the freshman Kinsey Wells, but that's a leadoff hit for Perry. And that'll bring to the plate the designated player today for the Maroons, Hadley Howell. Second hit on the day for Perry. Nice early aggressive swing on that one. Hadley Howell trying to move Mills into scoring position here with no outs in the top of the second inning. This Perry Maroons team very well coached, solid hitters, the 1 through the 4 slot. We've seen solid pitching as well. That ball's fouled straight back. Amelia Smith was charging on the play. Also J.C. Hernandez from second. Kiki Job staying at home on that one with the runner at first base. Count evens up at 1-1 here. On the left fielder. On the designated player, Hadley Howell. One strikeout on the day for Addie Thompson. 1 base on balls allowed. Pitch is in. The ball's missing up. There's Kendall Barris with the back pick. We told you you'd see it, and you will see it all night long. She is not afraid to let it rip down there. Pitch is in. Oh, and that's caught in the air by Amelia Smith, and that is a double play. We told you about Amelia. You will see defensive gems out of this young lady. She will always be counted on to give you the routine, but then oftentimes you'll see the extraordinary as well. We'll take another look at it. Amelia Smith is right up on the hitter, and that ball is bunted in the air, fielded by Amelia Smith, knew exactly where to go with it to double off Howell. Or double off Mills at first base. So this is going to bring up the Maroons left fielder, A.J. Warren. That ball is swung on, fielded by Smith. Throws across the diamond to Jobs, and just like that, Heritage Hall's out of the inning. Great defense here for the Chargers softball team. Amelia Smith show right there. Due up for the Chargers here in the bottom half of the second inning. Second baseman J.C. Hernandez. Shortstop Emerson Callahan. Designated player Riley Seymour. We talked about those fall sports on campus. Charger Cross Country dominated the Meeker meet on Tuesday. Both women's and men's teams placed first. Senior Sloan Travis captured the women's title, while sophomore Toby Yakahori continued with his rise with a runner-up finish. Special shout out to Charger sixth grader Knox Champney for winning the elementary school race at the event. Up next for the Halls varsity squad is a trip to North Rock Creek tomorrow morning. Looking at the alumni report here, Kion Woods, class of 21, is a senior at Arkansas Monticello, 2024. 67 innings pitched, 3.5 ERA, 8-6 overall record, 48 strikeouts. The next level. This brings to the plate second baseman, freshman J.C. Hernandez takes a nice, aggressive hack. One of the other keys to victory. Aggressive hitting. Everybody wanted to see out of this Charger club today. 0-1 count here early, bottom of the second inning. A game full of excitement so far. First inning. Perry leaves the bases loaded. Heritage Hall leaves two. Runner cut down at the plate was Addie Thompson. Top half of the second inning. Great double play by Amelia Smith. Then getting the next ball as well for the 5-3 putout to end the inning. So a lot of fireworks early in this game. Still no score. A lot of threatening, but still no score. As this count moves to 0-2 now on J.C. Hernandez. Heritage Hall with 2 hits on the day. That ball misses just a little high. Two hits on the day also for Perry. I was looking for the other one. There it is. Two-two count. Count is even here on Hernandez. Ball misses down and in low. Hernandez trying to do what an inning lead. A nice rally started here for the Chargers. Oh, that ball misses down, so that's a leadoff walk by J.C. Hernandez. Good quality at bat there. Brings up Callahan. Callahan comes on the year. 300 average. 3 doubles, 4 RBI, 7 runs scored. 4 stolen bases. Look for J.C. Hernandez to be aggressive over. Looks like it was swing away for the young Charger shortstop. Takes the ball, 1 on the pitch. That ball misses down and in. Kakuk there on the mound for the Maroons. Going to get a visit by Bella Porter to settle the young pitcher down. 4 straight balls there for the Maroons hurler. We mentioned Heritage Hall next on the 16th, headed to Hennessy. Bonus softball action there on Hennessy, ×2 doubleheader against the Hennessy Eagles. Oh, that ball swung on and missed. Good 2-0 pitch there by Kakuk. Riley with the bunt attempt, unable to get it down, so this is an 0-2. Big hole early in the count here for Seymour. Trying to get something established offensively for Heritage Hall. That ball's hit back up the middle, fielded by the second baseman. Easy toss over there to third, but that's going to move up the runner on the play. Hernandez moves up to third on the play on the 4-3 putout. Nice play over there, Owen to Mills. Gloved it quickly with the sidearm little flick over to Mills at first base for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring to the plate. That runs on the year, 4 RBI on the year, looking for number 5. And that ball hits off of Hernandez in the back. Pelted right in the back. That's a tough ball player right there, because that was a catcher winging one down the line there, hitting J.C. Hernandez right in the middle of the back. That was called strike on the pitch.
It speaks for itself. Our verdicts and settlements speak for themselves, and we want to fight for you. Nix Patterson, Oklahoma attorneys with world-class experience.
Chargers volleyball is having another solid season under head coach Katie Matlock. Currently, they sit at 13-7 and ranked number 4 in Class 3A against a traditionally strong schedule. The girls are coming off a first-place finish at the Southwest Covenant Tournament in Yukon this weekend. Last night, they dropped a nail-biter to number 3 Cassidy in 5 sets. They've got 5 more regular season games. Broadcast next Tuesday at home against Christian Heritage Academy. Then they'll vie for a Chisholm Trail Tournament title in a tune-up before the OSSAA playoffs, which begin October 17th. Come out and catch you some Charger volleyball. 5 games left in the regular season, off to playoff action following that. So due up here for the Perry Maroons, it is leadoff hitter Satan Owen. Ball is hit to Callahan over there. Nice, good play. Strong defense. We've seen that all year long with Heritage there on the 6-3 putout from the Maroon leadoff hitter. That's going to bring to the plate center fielder Aaliyah Schrum. On deck, shortstop Laney Huey. You saw the arm of Schrum as she charged the ball that was hit by Kendall Barris out to her, thus throwing out Addie Thompson, trying to score in the bottom half of the first inning. It was a nice play by the young center fielder. That ball's called strike. 0-1 count here on Schrum. Seen a very clean game so far. A lot of action. Action-packed in a lot of ways. 3 left on base for Heritage Hall. 3 left on base for Perry early in this one. Perry with 2 hits coming into the inning. Heritage Hall with 2 hits. No score. 1-1 count. 1 out. Can't get much more even than that all the way around so far in this ball game. That ball misses out. So that's going to run the count to 2-1. Aaliyah Schrum last time hit into the fielder's choice. I'm sorry, she had the single, bunt single, and then she was eventually retired by the fielder's choice on a ball hit to Callahan, flipped to Hernandez. Schrum is one of the 2 hits for the Maroons. The other one is the left fielder Mills, as that ball misses down and away. So that's going to run the count full. Here, first batter in the top of the 3rd inning. That ball misses low, so that's going to be the second base on balls of the day for Thompson. So Aaliyah Schrum stands at first base. That brings up shortstop Laney Huey. One strikeout on the day so far for Thompson. That came back in the first inning to the shortstop Laney Huey, and the runner's off. Oh, and that ball looks like it got there in time on the first base side of the base. Unable to be squeezed by Callahan at shortstop, so that's going to be a stolen base by Aaliyah Schrum. First stolen base on the night for the Maroons. The ball was called, or excuse me, the pitch was a strike. So we've got an 0-1 count here with 1 out, top of the 3rd inning. As we said, Laney Huey strikeout. The only strikeout for Perry in the first inning. She squares around there. That's going to be strike 2. The only out in this inning so far, the Perry second baseman, Owen. Bounced out Callahan over to Jobs. 6-3 put out. Addie Thompson looking in, looking for her second strikeout of the game. And there it is. Nice hard fastball for the second strikeout of the game and the second out of the inning. Addie Thompson now with 110 strikeouts on the year. She's already the career strikeout leader here at Heritage Hall by a substantial amount, in the neighborhood of 200 strikeouts. So that's going to bring to the plate. This is third baseman Brooklyn Moses. Moses swings on the first pitch, popped up to left field. And that's going to be Callie Fielding out there in left field. Squeezing it, putting the glove on it, and getting out of the top of the third inning. Nice play there by Callie Fielding. Due up for the Chargers here in the bottom of the third inning. It's going to be the leadoff hitter, Kinsey Wells, followed by Amelia Smith, followed by Addie Thompson. We said Addie Thompson, 2 strikeouts on the day, 2 walks on the day. Warm evening. Bottom of the third, no score yet. Another pitcher's duel that we've come to see this year with this team. Wins of 5-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-0, 2-1. So this is a battle-tested young team. I know Coach Seymour wants to get those runs scored up a little bit if he possibly can. 86 runs scored on the year for Heritage Hall. That's averaging about 6 a game. Number might feel a little bit low until you look at the next stat line, and that is only giving up a half a run per game. So that really helps when you have pitching, Kiki Jobs and Addie Thompson, providing the performances that they have so far. Kiki Jones, Missouri, Kansas City commit. Addie Thompson, Michigan commit. So here's Kinsey Wells. She grounded out to the shortstop at her first at bat. Nice aggressive swing. She takes another hack right there. That ball's fouled back into the McClendon Athletic Center parking lot. Ball misses high. Good eye there by Wells. Following Wells, it's Amelia Smith on deck, followed by Addie Thompson. Amelia Smith with a strikeout in her first at bat. Addie Thompson, a single, hard single to the left side past the shortstop. Eventually cut down at the plate, trying to score the first run of the afternoon, of the evening for Heritage Hall. Oh, she took a lot off of it right there, and that's going to be strikeout. That's strikeout number 4 for Cook. Good job early on here in this ball game for her. No base on balls issued by the Maroon pitcher yet. This is going to bring up Amelia Smith. Struck out first inning. Looking to get a big hit. Something started right here for the Chargers in the third. Good crowd on hand today. Full on the stands on the home side, pretty full on the visitor side, and then a bunch of chairs behind us here at our broadcast having to look through us. But the stadium chairs are out, finding some shade here under the awnings. Luckily, all of the seating areas are shaded here at Chargers softball field. Building a new facility right around the corner. That ball's fouled straight back. Right through the awning to the Perry crowd. Nice play there by the Perry contingent. Ball comes back in. But a lot of construction going on here for this Chargers softball program. Good things are happening around. Success is contagious. 14-0 start for Heritage Hall, the best in school history by far. Good eye there by Smith, running the count up to 3-1. Smith trying to get something started here. That ball swung on. Fouled off down the left side. Full count here on the Charger third baseman. No injuries to report tonight for the Chargers. It's good to be healthy, happy, winning. Things are feeling good around this program right now with Coach Seymour. Bringing an attitude of winning here to this squad. And that ball misses down, so that's a good bat. Good at bat for Amelia Smith. Draws the base on balls with one out here in the top of the third, bottom of the third. And that's going to bring up Addie Thompson. Addie Thompson responsible for one of the two hits here for the Chargers. The other one coming by Kendall Barris in the first inning. Addie, hard single. Just to the right of the shortstop up the middle, her last at bat. Addie came in swinging. Ridiculous average of .613 on the year. You know, you get averages that high and you can have a great day and your average will fall. So disappointing in this game sometimes. But you'd rather be there than on the other side of that coin. As Amelia Smith takes off on the play, and she is cut down as well. We talked last week about kind of sliding right into tags, and seems to be what is happening. Coach Seymour is an aggressive coach, but that is Amelia Smith caught stealing for the second out of the game. 1-1 count evened up here for Addie Thompson. Foul is straight back, straight up in the air. Comes straight down, right over our heads here. 1-2 count here on Thompson. 2 outs now in the bottom of the third inning. Game's moving along pretty rapidly. 45 minutes into this ball game. 2 hits for each team. Ball misses up, 2-2. Due up for Perry is the 5-6, or is the 5-6-7. Pitcher catcher first baseman. Oh, and that's Addie. That ball might be out of here, guys. That's looking for the trees, and it is. That is a home run. Addie Thompson, as soon as it left the bat, you just felt that it had a chance. It was diving fast, but boy, the ballpark cannot contain Addie Thompson right there. Addie Thompson with her second home run of the year, and it's a big one, helping herself out. Third hit of the game comes with 4 bags attached to it for Addie Thompson. First run of the game for the Chargers, now leading 1-0 here in the top of the third inning. Addie Thompson getting a pitch she was looking for, and she just destroyed it. Straight over the fence in left field into the trees behind the left field fence. That's foul ball. It's foul ball off of Kiki. This is Kiki Jobs at the plate. Kiki the last time up. Drew the base on balls. Eventually stranded on the play. Boy, you sure wish that Amelia Smith would have still been on base there. Give us a couple of runs on that mammoth home run there by Addie Thompson. But we'll take what we can get. Solo home run, Kiki Jobs with a nice swing. Line drive right over the dugout. Right over the head of Coach Seymour over there. Kiki Jobs down 0-2 here. Swung on, fouled off again to the left side. Kukuk took a little bit off of it right there. Kiki was able to battle, stay alive here on the 0-2 pitch. So Heritage Hall finally takes the lead here in this game. It took 3 innings to get one across the plate. 3 runners have been left on base. Not so far in this inning. ball's off the knob, fouled back. Ball that was up. Kiki told me last week that she loves hitting. You know, she's a dominant pitcher as well. Not sure at the next level if she's going to pitch or be able to do both, but on her travel ball team, she's just a PO. She's just a pitcher only. So she's having the time of her life swinging the bat here for Heritage Hall in the fall. As you can see her at the plate, she brings a lot of intensity to her, a lot of energy in her game, and she absolutely loves being at the plate hitting. We could use a big one from her right now. 2-2 count here with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. And there it is, right at the third baseman. That ball is a line shot. Hard ball hit right at Brooklyn Moses, and that ball got on Moses in a hurry. And that's going to be, we're going to call that one. We're going to call that one. See, I get to be the official scorer right here. So, boy, that ball got on Moses so quick and could barely get reaction time. Let's hope Moses is okay out there. It may have got her bare hand just a little bit. But I'm going to call that's a line drive hit right there for Kiki Jobe. It would have been a great play over there by Moses. I do realize that it hit the glove, but that ball's popped up to the shortstop. Shortstop Huey. And that'll be enough to get Perry out of the inning. But nice aggressive hacks by the 3 and 4 hole for the Chargers. You were watching Heritage Hall softball right here on the ChargerVision Network. Okay.
Walk into this room, who you have beside you matters. Experience matters. We fight in Oklahoma and around the country, standing toe-to-toe against the most powerful adversaries in the world, and we win. Our record speaks for itself. Our verdicts and settlements speak for themselves, and we want to fight for you. Nix Patterson, Oklahoma attorneys with world-class experience.
Injectable Aesthetics proudly supports the Chargers. Look on the outside as young as you feel on the inside. Follow us at Injectable Aesthetics OKC on Instagram for more info. Let's take a look at Addie Thompson's home run. Once again, we have it. As you'll see, she got exactly what she wanted. Left fielder going back on the ball. All you can do is watch that one. All Addie wants to do is watch it on the way up to first base. So great job there by Addie Thompson as you see the celebration coming from the Charger dugout. So Addie Thompson helping herself right here. 2 strikeouts on the day for Addie. She's looking to get a couple of more here on these Maroon hitters. Coming to the plate is the pitcher, Joey Kukuk, the catcher, Bella Porter, and the first baseman, Navia Mills. Top of the 4th inning, 1-0 ball game. Ball misses up high. Also a big thank you for another proud supporter of our Chargers, Dr. Joshua Blue Spears. Do you want to perform at optimum level? Just come join the million other high school, college, and professional athletes and get adjusted before or after the game. For more info, follow us at JBS_chiropractic on Instagram. Nice hard pitch right there called strike for Addie Thompson. The Maroon pitcher at the plate, hit by pitch, her first at bat. Stranded eventually on first base. Ball is also called strike. Deep in the count here now. Addie Thompson working on top. Gets a bit of encouragement for Kiki Jobes. Former teammates on the travel ball circuit. Kiki Jones and Addie Thompson. I believe Amelia Smith was been involved in that as well. Amelia Smith over there third, seeking to go to the Army or any of the military academies. That ball is swung on, hit down the left side. It's going to be a foul ball. Chased on by Blakely Standish. I'm sorry, that was not Blakely Standish. Yeah, it was. It's like they flip-flopped out there. They tricked us a little bit. Callie Fielding, I believe, started off in left field. Blakely Standish in right, but it looks like we missed the lineup change on that one. I noticed Standish going after it and thought I had it backwards for a minute. So 2-2 count here. Swung on. Oh, that hits her. Almost looked like she was out of the box right there. The umpire's going to say that's a foul ball. Come on back. Count remains 2-2. And the pitch popped up. Amelia Smith going back. She's called off by Callahan. Great job there by Emerson Callahan to call off the third baseman. Take charge on the play. Easier play for the shortstop coming in than the third baseman going back. So good play right there by Callahan for the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Bella Porter. Flew out, popped out to the second baseman in the first inning. With the bases loaded, J.C. Hernandez was able to glove it from the Maroons catcher to get out of that inning. Well-pitched game so far. Only one run allowed between the two teams. Oh, and that is swung on and missed up in the zone again. That brings us to an 0-2 count. 2 strikeouts on the afternoon for Addie Thompson. Rears back and takes a lot off of it. The catcher, Porter, unable to hold off on that one, and that's going to be strikeout number 3 for Addie Thompson here on the day. Heritage Hall looking to do quick work of the Maroons here in the 4th inning. Due up in the bottom half of the 4th for the Chargers is going to be Kendall Barris, J.C. Hernandez, and Emerson Callahan. Wanting to get those sticks going, get a couple of insurance runs at all cost. Ball misses down and away. We talked about on the 16th, Heritage Hall going to Hennessy, or playing Hennessy, it looks like. Then they'll be at Blackwell. Hennessy coming in currently 6th in the district. Blackwell 5th in the district. So a lot of travel, a lot of miles this week for this upcoming week for this Chargers softball squad. And then it's senior night versus Cassidy on the 22nd. Sure to come out to the field, support our girls. That ball's hit to J.C. Hernandez going to her right. She knocks it down, trying to make a play. Not going to be in time. Hernandez did a good job moving over to her right. But that was Nevaeh Mills. First baseman getting up the line good, and that's going to be an infield hit for Mills. That's going to be the 3rd hit of the day for the Maroons. So 2 outs here, runner on first brings up the designated player, Hadley Howell. Hadley Howell flew out to Amelia Smith her last time up, back in the 2nd inning. It'll pop out to Amelia for the 3rd out of the inning, following the double play that originated with Amelia Smith on the attempted bunt. Fielded it in the air, threw it over to first base for the double play. Followed that up with a pop out to her. Good defensive sequence for the Charger third baseman. Ball's fouled straight back. Nice cut there by Howell. But that's going to put her in an 0-2 hole. Addie Smith looking to get out of this inning, continue to help herself. She's done it with the stick tonight. Solo home run in the last inning over the left field fence. That ball misses up. Kendall Barris with the back pick. Oh, almost throws it up the line. Good job out there by Callie Fielding. She was on the move to back that up. Good headsy play there by the Charger right fielder. You always have to be on your toes here with Barris. 1-2 count. Oh, that ball misses up. So that runs the count even at 2-2. Still 1-0. Well played game so far. An exciting ball. Oh, yes. Yes, she did. So that's going to be the second strikeout of the inning, the third out of the inning, and that's going to be the fourth strikeout of the day for Thompson. We've got a good game going right here. It's Heritage Hall 1, Perry 0. Going into the bottom of the fourth inning, you're watching Heritage Hall softball right here on the ChargerVision Network.
Joe Cooper Ford has 3 Ford dealerships around the metro to serve Oklahoma better than anyone else. What does having 3 of the best Ford dealerships in the state mean for you? It means 3 times the selection and 3 times the savings, and that's 3 times the service. And Joe guarantees to beat any price in Oklahoma by $500, or he'll give you $10,000. That's why Joe beats the competition 3-1. Who loves Oklahoma?
The elite always work to get better. So every day, we dedicate ourselves to being the best orthopedic surgeons in the country, committed to helping you be your best. No matter where you are or the obstacles you face, we never give up, because it's too important to you and the communities we serve. And for that reason, Saints march on.
JC Hernandez at the plate for the Chargers. Ball 1. Count to her. Leading off the bottom half of the fourth inning for the Chargers. Misses outside 2-0. First pitch bounced in there to JC Hernandez. A little short. JC Hernandez looking for the leadoff hitter. Get on base right here. Get something going for the Chargers in the bottom of the fourth inning. Only leading 1-0 at the time. Nice pitch there by Kakuk. Swung through and missed by JC Hernandez. Hernandez having a nice year, came in hitting 265, a double, 2 triples, 7 RBI, 6 runs, 4 stolen bases. Ball is fouled off to the right side. It's going to be a foul ball. Retrieved over there by Violet Nolte. Gets it back in. Looks like we're going to have a substitution here for the Maroons. Looks like Evan Tyler come in the DP spot. Evan Tyler, number 4. That was my best eavesdropping impersonation here with the Coach Hayes and the home plate umpire. So it looks like they're going to swap Evan Tyler for Hadley Howell, or Hadley Howell for Evan Tyler, I should say. We'll see if they're going to put anybody else in any other changes on the roster in the lineup. Looks like the only one at this point. So a 2-2 count, all even up here on JC Hernandez. The 6-hole hitter here for the Chargers today. Emerson Callahan awaits on deck. Riley Seymour following Callahan. Ball is swung on. Fouled back into the parking lot as Perry gets some action up. Looks like Nevaeh Mills is going to be getting loose for Perry over here, and that ball swung on. Nice piece of hitting there by JC Hernandez. Drops one right over the head of the second baseman, falls in front of the right fielder. So that's a leadoff single for JC Hernandez. 4th hit of the day for the Chargers. First of the day for Hernandez. On the move. The bunt is down, but it is foul. What did Kendall do her last? I apologize. I said this inning was started off with Kendall Barris. It looks like it was actually JC Hernandez followed by Callahan and Seymour up today. Got it. I missed Kendall Barris's pop out to the shortstop to end last inning. So, but nonetheless, that is a leadoff hitter for JC Hernandez. It looks like Callahan will try to move her over. Didn't show the attempted bunt there. Takes that ball up high. Evens up the count 1-1. Callahan struck out back in the second inning, her only other at bat of this game so far. Ball is swung on. Hit to the right of the shortstop. Let's see if she's going to have a play. Now just J.C. Hernandez not getting down, going in, standing up, not thinking there was going to be a play there. But that's going to be another hit. That's going to be an infield hit for Emerson Callahan. That's the 5th hit of the day for Heritage Hall. That moves Hernandez over to second base. So Hernandez with a line drive shot to right field. Callahan, infield hit to the shortstop. Had no play at either base. So Heritage Hall with no outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning and only leading 1-0. Looking to get a rally going right now. Runners at first and second. You would think with Riley Seymour coming up, Coach Seymour's probably going to have her move these runners over. We've seen Riley do that very effectively all season long. I would suspect that's what's going to happen here once again, because I'm sure the Maroons will have a shift on. There it is. That's called strike. So Riley being asked to do a job right here, get 2 runners in scoring position for the Chargers. Awaiting on deck, Blakely Standish. Blakely Standish, a couple of big hits this year so far. That ball is fouled away. Riley Seymour admonishing herself just a little bit right there that she wasn't able to get either one of those down. Watched one go by, called strike. Tried to push that one out there, but it was just foul ball on the right side. So this is going to be an 0-2 count on Riley Seymour. No outs here. Chargers threatening in the bottom of the 4th inning. Seymour asked for it on strike 3, and she's going to go down with a strikeout for the first out of the game, or of the inning, I should say. So that's going to be Blakely Standish to the plate. We'll see if Coach Seymour asked Standish to do the exact same thing. Standish with the strikeout in the second inning, her only other at bat. Swings through and misses on that. That was the 5th strikeout of the game for Jolie Kakuk for the Maroons. 5 hits here for the Chargers today. Have left 4 runners on base through 3 innings, through 3 full innings. That ball is swung on. Oh, it's fielded by the second baseman off the glove. There's no play, and that, oh. Boy, I thought for sure that Standish had beat that out at first base. But she is called out. That looks like it was about to be bases loaded for the Chargers, catching a break. But the second baseman over there for the Maroons, and that was Owen, she was able to get the ball off the ricochet and get it there in time for the second out of the inning. So that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Kinsey Wells, following the 4-3 putout over there at first base on Standish. Hernandez moves up on the play to third. Callahan moves up to second. So runners at second and third. Ball 1 on the Charger leadoff hitter. 2 outs here in the 4th inning. That ball's hit down the right field line. That's going to fall. We've got 1 run in. Hernandez is in on the play. Here comes Callahan, and that's a 2-run single right there by Kinsey Wells. Kinsey Wells with a 2 RBI single to break this game open a little bit for Heritage Hall, the 6th hit of the day. And now you see why Kinsey Wells coming into today hitting .393, 5 RBI. She will add to that total. Hitting middle of the lineup all year long, has been moved to the leadoff spot, and she answers right when she is called to do so. So that's going to be a pop out by Amelia Smith to the first baseman. But that's going to be good for 2 more runs here for Heritage Hall in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll take another look at it right here As she got the pitch she wanted, just went with it, didn't try to do too much with it to the right side. You'll see Hernandez comes and Callahan scores as well. Big high five from the coach there at first base. So good piece of hitting there for Kinsey Wells. So Heritage Hall breaks it open a little bit here in the fourth inning. A little bit of breathing room. You don't need much room when it comes to Addie Thompson. Not much at all. That was a good piece of hitting by Kinsey Wells. Very timely hitting. That's something else that Coach Seymour had talked about. You know, attacking the strike zone and having aggressive hitting today as the keys to victory. So Heritage Hall is going to move into the top of the fifth inning, now leading by the score of 3-0. Perry is going to send to the plate the left fielder, A.J. Warren, second baseman Owen, and then the outfielder, center fielder Schramm. We'll see if there's any additional changes in their lineup as we look at some of the changes made by Coach Hayes earlier in the last inning. And it is going to be just that. So A.J. Warren will lead off the top of the fifth inning here for Perry. Excellent job by the Charger hitters there. Last two innings, putting runs on the board. 1 run in the third, 2 runs in the fourth. Bats are starting to heat up a little bit for Heritage Hall after leaving 4 on base prior to that. 5 left on base on the day following Wells being stranded out there after her 2 RBI double or 2 RBI single. Called strike 1 on the first pitch of the top of the fifth inning. That ball's fouled straight back. 0-2 count here. Addie Thompson working from ahead. Next up for these Perry Maroon squad, play Alva, then Ponca City, and ending up the season with Chisholm. Hard to believe that this season is almost finished up here in the fall softball season. Of course, we still have postseason play, and looks like both of these teams will probably be in there. Nice play by Callahan, moving to her right. Throws it over there to Jobes. Not in time, but you got to love the play. That's going to be an infield hit by A.J. Warren. It's a good job by Emerson Callahan knocking that ball down, going to her right. This ball was not hit quite hard enough to get it over there to Jobes at first base in time to catch the speedy Warren. So that's going to be a leadoff single, and this brings up the leadoff hitter, the second baseman, Owen. Called strike on first pitch to Owen. Warren not running on the play. 4 strikeouts on the day for Thompson through 4. Fooled her right there. That swung on and missed. Wind picks up just a little bit here this afternoon. Oh, that's going to be a little bit down and in. Thought we were going to catch a strike right there, but called ball 1 on the second baseman, Owen. That brings us to a 1-2 count here. No outs here in the top of the fifth inning. There's Barris throwing behind, trying to catch Warren, sneaking off there a little bit. Bullpen is still active for Perry. Navia Mills out there getting loose. We'll see if we're Perry going to make a pitching change coming up here in the fifth inning. That ball's hit right back up the middle, so that's a single. So 2 hits so far in this inning for Perry, trying to mount a answer to the 3 runs in the last 2 innings for the Chargers. hit number 4 on the day for Perry. Sorry, hit number 5 on the day for Perry. It's Perry rallying, first and second, no outs. This brings up the center fielder, Aaliyah Schrum. Schrum with a single in the first inning, drew the base on balls in the third inning. Trying to get something going and on the board here for Perry. Chargers is not a team that you want to fall too far back to. That ball is, oh, and that's Amelia Smith coming up and making another diving catch. We told you early on that that's what you're going to see from Amelia Smith often, and that's the second time we have seen a spectacular catch in foul territory from Amelia Smith in the last 2 weeks. And you'll see right here that ball is popped up to Amelia, never gives up on it, and definitely beats the catcher to the spot from her third base position. So that is an incredible play there by Amelia Smith for the first out of the 5th inning. Runners, of course, holding on the play. Ball misses out. Amelia back in the first inning also fielded an attempted sacrifice bunt that was popped up, which resulted in a double play on the play. Called strike, that's going to even the count, 1-1. It's like Thompson's working to get her rhythm down right now. Nice pitch there by Thompson. Moving the count to 1-2. Ball is swung on. That's hit in the gap. Blakely Standish unable to get it. The runner at third is taken off. She's trying to cut her down on the force play, and she's going to be called safe on that play. So that is going to be an error in right field. That's going to be, or in left field, that's going to be an E7. So Warren's going to move up to third on the play. That moves Owen to second base. Huey at first. So bases loaded here for the Maroons with 1 out in the 5th inning. Brings to the plate Brooklyn Moses, the third baseman, hitting to a fielder's choice. That bunt foul that we told you about, or the bunt fair actually, that popped up in the air that Amelia Smith fielded in the first inning, and then also flew out to the left fielder. That was a tough play for Blakely Standish, going to her left and coming in on the ball. Tried to basket it, but it just hit right off the heel of the glove. And unable to come down with it. Probably a catchable ball in the eyes of Coach Seymour and Blakely herself. Takes some off of it right there. Moses did a good job keeping her hands back, waiting on that ball, so that's going to be an 0-2 count here on the Maroons' third baseman. Addie Thompson trying to stay out of trouble here. You wonder if she's not able to get out of this one, if we'll see Kiki Jobs comes on in this game. That's going to be called third strike. That is backwards. That's a strikeout. That's a strikeout looking right there. So that's going to be the second out. That's going to be the second out of the 5th inning. Maroons coach doesn't like it at third base. He's working on probably getting ran out of this game if he doesn't hold back just a little bit here. Looks like he contains himself and gets back in the third base box. So here's the pitcher, Joey Kakuk. Flew out to shortstop her last at bat. So this is bases loaded once again. Perry had the bases loaded in the first inning as well. and unable to capitalize on it. Looking at bases loaded again here in the 5th. She's left 3 on. They've left 4, actually 4 on, let's see, 6 on base so far in this game. That ball just missed, so it's going to be 1-1 count here on the Maroon pitcher. Trying to answer the 1 run from Heritage Hall in the 4th, in the 5th, and that ball is hit to Callahan. Hard hit ball, and she throws it across the diamond. And Addie Thompson gets out of it on a great play going to her left by Emerson Callahan to get out of the inning. So Perry's going to leave 3 more on base, 7 of the day. And Heritage Hall gets out of it once again, got out of a jam in the 1st inning, bases loaded, gets out of one right there in the 5th. Coming up to the plate for the Chargers is going to be Addie Thompson, Kiki Jobes, and Kendall Barris. Leah Strickland and Wendy Moss Real Estate. Let's take a look at that one again while we have it. Hard hit ball to Callahan. As you see her going to her left, catching it on the short hop, and plenty of time to get it over there to Kiki Jobes. So great piece of glove work out there for Callahan, helping her pitcher Thompson out. And with that, Leah Strickland and Whitney Moss Real Estate is a real estate brokerage here in the OKC Metro. Leah and Whitney are dedicated to their clients every step of the way. ChargerVision and the HH community is proud to have them as sponsors. To learn more about Leah and Whitney and their real estate brokerage, visit leahandwhitney.com. It's all about the power of 2. So here's Addie Thompson up once again. Got herself out of a bases loaded jam twice today, now trying to help herself. She's done it so far. Single on the left side in the 1st inning. Solo home run in the 3rd. Spark proudly supports Heritage Hall Athletics. Fuel your Charger pride with burgers, bites, and cold delights. Come see us before and after every big game in Chisholm Creek. Follow at Eat at Spark on Instagram for more. Thank you to all of our wonderful ChargerVision sponsors year in, year out. Pitch to Addie Thompson, misses low. Ball 1. Perry has had the bullpen going with Nevia Mills been warming up, but it looks like it is still Jolika Cook here being called on to face the heart of the Charger lineup. Addie Thompson, followed by Kiki Jobes, followed by Kendall Barris. Jobes, 1 hit on the day. Addie Thompson, 2 hits on the day. Seven hits on the day for Heritage Hall total. Good eye there by Thompson, running the count to 2-1. Five strikeouts on the day for this Charger squad. Oh, that ball has hit hard. Similar to the ball we saw hit by Kiki Jobes. But this time, that's a nice play over there by Brooklyn Moses. Able to snag this one. Not quite the speed off the bat. The exit velo on this one as the last one that was hit at her. So ball 1. So here's Kiki Jobes, walked in the 1st inning, singled in the 3rd, eventually left on base. Nice cut there by Joe. Big smile on her face. I talked to her about that the other day as well, and she was just talking about how much fun and how much she loves playing this game of softball. Brings a great attitude and a lot of energy to every single ball game. Ball misses up. So Kiki working ahead in the count right here. 2-1 count. Ball's fouled straight back. On deck, Kendall Barris, Charger catcher, senior. Seniors on this squad: Amelia Smith, Addie Thompson, Kiki Jobes, and Kendall Barris. The rest, freshmen and sophomores. No juniors in the starting lineup. That ball's crushed, but just a bit foul. Kiki Jobes getting her money's worth on that one. Just a loud strike right there. So that runs the count to 2-2. Ball bounces in, counts full. Wonder how much longer Coach Hayes will give his young pitcher. If Heritage Hall can get something mounted. That ball's hit to Moses over there at third base. Makes a good play. Nice strong throw across the diamond. Over to Nevaeh Mills. Sorry, that was not Nevaeh Mills. Looks like there's been a lineup change there. So I'll get that for you. But that's going to be a 5-3 putout for the second out here in the 5th inning. Ball misses high. Looks like that's Violet Nolte over there at first base. She was in right field earlier, not hitting. Hadley Howell was hitting for her, so now looks like Evan Taylor is hitting for her, but Violet Nolte over there at first base now. Ball is swung on to the right side by Kendall Barris. Right fielder has a beat on it, and it's right at her, and that's going to get out of the inning. Heritage Hall clinging to a 3-0 lead going into the 6th inning. You're watching Heritage Hall softball right here on ChargerVision.
Joe Cooper Ford has 3 Ford dealerships around the metro to serve Oklahoma better than anyone else. What does having 3 of the best Ford dealerships in the state mean for you? It means 3 times the selection and 3 times the savings, and that's 3 times the service. And Joe guarantees to beat any price in Oklahoma by $500, or he'll give you $10,000. That's why Joe beats the competition 3-1. Who loves you, Oklahoma?
The elite always work to get better. So every day, we dedicate ourselves to being the best orthopedic surgeons in the country, committed to helping you be your best. No matter where you are or the obstacles you face, we never give up, because it's too important to you and the communities we serve. And for that reason, Saints march on.
Proud to be a part of the Charger family. Dave's Hot Chicken is here to spice up your game day. Enjoy our mind-blowing hot chicken from our newest location in Chisholm Creek. Coming to the top of the 6th inning here, Heritage Hall clinging to a 3-0 lead. Due up for Perry, catcher Bella Porter, Nevaeh Mills, and Hadley Howell. Bella Porter on the day, flew out to Hernandez. Strikeout, swinging back in the 4th. Third at bat for the day for the young catcher. 5 hits for Perry. Unable to get anything. That ball's hit to left field. That's going to fall short. Bounds off the glove up there of Standish. So that's going to be a leadoff single for Bella Porter to start the 6th. 6th hit of the day for Perry. trying to answer the 1 run Heritage Hall scored in the third, scored 2 runs in the fourth. That's how we arrived at 3. This is going to be the, see if there's, it looks like there's a lineup change here by Coach Hayes. We'll see who this is going to come in to hit right now. It was supposed to be Navia Mills, who had been warming up. And I think that's exactly who it is. Yes, it is. So it looks like Navia Mills, she was changed into the designated player position, and it looks like they've moved her back now. So Mills on the day. Singled in the second, singled in the fourth. So a dangerous hitter at the plate. Swung on and missed on the first pitch. Ball's up and away, evens up the count at 1-1. Stay tuned after the game for our Seth Wadley Auto Power Promise Player of the Game. We are tabulating the votes as we sit here. There's only a couple that we have to tabulate. But they are being tabulated nonetheless. The ball's fouled straight back. Good cut there by Schrum. I'm sorry, not Schrum. By Mills. So Thompson ahead on the count right here, 1-2. Runner at first base, Bella Porter. Good strikeout right there on a nice, dangerous hitter. So that is going to be 5th strikeout of the day for Addie Thompson. And it's a big one here in the 6th. 6th strikeout of the day for Thompson. And it's a big one also here in the 6th. I missed the backwards K last inning on Brooklyn Moses, so thank you, Mr. Stillman, for the update. So that's going to bring to the plate Hadley Howell. Started the day as the designated player, I believe moving back to that spot. Flew out to Amelia Smith, struck out in the 3rd inning. Pinch runner in for Perry, looks like Constance Odell, number 13. Ball swung on, fouled off. Kiki Jobs giving chase. It's over the visitor dugout. You don't think Perry will be too aggressive on the base pass right now, trying to swipe one. Hadley Howell, the 8-hole hitter for the Maroons. Ooh, swung on, caught him square. You can tell that Kendall Barris has played some travel ball in her day. Anytime the umpire gets squared up like that, catcher always goes out, has a word with the pitcher, give the umpire a little bit of time to reset his faculties. So it looks like umpire's good on that one. Good job by Kendall Barris. That's a heady play right there. Somebody that's played competitive sports knows that at this level. Baseball and softball. Umpire tells Kendall Barris, thank you very much. Let's get back and play ball. So 0-2 count here for Addie Thompson on Hadley Howell. That ball's hit to the right side. It's going to make it through. It's fielded by Callie Fielding. Trying to get it back in to Callahan. The ball gets through. Backed up nicely by Amelia Smith. But that's going to be runners on first and second with 1 out here. 9-hole hitter for the Perry Maroons coming up, and that is A.J. Warren, the left fielder. So Bella Porter moves up to, there's a pinch runner in there. That's Constance Odell moves up to second on the play. That's Hadley Howell at first base. Another hit for Perry, so 7 hits on the day for the Perry Maroons. 0-1 here to the left fielder, Warren. Ball misses up and away. The Perry leadoff hitter, Owen, second baseman, on deck. Trying to get to the back to the top of the lineup on Addie Thompson is the Maroons. That count moves to 1-2. Perry's left of Small Village on the bases today. 8 runners stranded. I think Coach Hayes is not going to be too happy about that. And that is swung on. That was a dominating strikeout right there for Addie Thompson. Number 7 of the evening for Addie off of 2 walks. Don't know what we're checking on here. Coach Seymour asked maybe a lineup issue here. A big shout out to CBS Sports Radio 105.3 for powering ChargerVision this season. The station does a great job shining a spotlight on high school teams and players around the state, including your Heritage Hall Chargers. Tune in to 105.3 on your radio for some great sports talk from the KIMB crew. The Perry family does a great job over there at 105.3. Miles Perry will actually be on the call next to me against Millwood a week from tonight. Bye week this week for Heritage Hall football. Home opener this next Friday against the Millwood Falcons. Come on out. Support Heritage Hall football. Coming off a much-needed bye week. Strike one here on the Maroons leadoff hitter. Oh, swung on and missed again. Perry's done a good job getting runners on today, just have not been able to push anybody across the line. Fouled straight back. Owen on the day, base on balls in the first inning. Grounded out to Callahan at short in the third, single in the fifth. Ball misses outside. Took something off of it. 1-2 count here. 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. Oh, ball's hit down the line. Amelia Smith was all over it. Saw a good first step there by Amelia, darting towards the foul line. Trying to catch up to that ball, but just too far foul. You know, if there was any possibility at all whatsoever in any way, shape, or form, Amelia would have been getting dirty diving for that ball. But just a little too much foul. So Addie Thompson trying to shut down the 6th inning here for the Maroons. Get the bats back in the Chargers' hands. See if we can get some offense going in the 6th, and that ball is hit out to Blakely Standish. She's going back. She's camped up under it. She makes the catch, and that's an F7 out there. So Heritage Hall gets out of it once again, and Perry leaves 2 more on base. That's the 10th runner on base that has been left on base for Perry today. That was a good job by Blakely Standish getting her body turned, and a lot of times you'll see young players, Blakely Standish, a freshman, a lot of times you'll see the young players that begin to backpedal, and it makes it very difficult. So Blakely, good job there, turning her body and getting out of there. We wanted to take a moment here in the midway through this 6th inning to just tell everybody what the Charger Nation's thoughts and prayers are with the Minko softball team and community as they recover from a recent tragedy. Don't know if everybody has heard this, but a school bus carrying the Minko High School softball team crashed the other night after striking a deer on Highway 142 on Monday. And after an away game at Riverside and Anadarko, 7 of the 18 people on board were injured, with 1 coach and 2 students hospitalized in critical condition. So our hearts and prayers go out to the Minko softball team. And then also, it's just, you know, obviously it's been in a very, very emotionally trying week all around, but especially for young kids. And, you know, and we've got some really tough kids here at the Hall, and trying to explain a lot of things that happen in the world are tough, especially when a lot of things are happening. So Heritage Hall has some wonderful licensed counselors across all divisions that students can call on at any time should some of the weight of the world become pretty heavy. So we really thankful for the staff that we have here at Heritage Hall, the support that all of the kids are giving around here. So thank you so much, and our thoughts and our prayers, like I said, once again, go out to Minko. So we move into the bottom of the 6th inning. J.C. Hernandez is going to start it off along with Emerson Callahan and Riley Seymour. J.C. Hernandez on the day, base on balls in the 2nd, single in the 4th. Looking to do some damage again. Leadoff single in the 4th initially, and then scoring as the first run of the 4th inning. The single by Kenzie Wells, and that's another leadoff single for J.C. Hernandez, just having herself a year so far, playing a great second base. That's going to be hit number 8 for the Chargers. That's going to bring to the plate Emerson Callahan. Strikeout in the 2nd, single back in the 4th, eventually scoring as well on the Kenzie Wells 2 RBI single. Riley Seymour awaits on deck. Riley Seymour last time up had runners first and second, no outs. Was unable to get the sacrifice bunt down. So we'll see if Riley's asked to do the same thing. Should she be in the same position, I would suspect she would. Up to Emerson Callahan right now to get on. Took some off of it right there. New pitcher I failed to mention is Nevia Mills for the Maroons. 1-2 count here on Emerson Callahan. That ball's hit down the line, and it's foul. Callahan has just played a stellar shortstop this year. Very rangy, going right and left, very heads-up player all around. Been very impressed what I've seen from this sophomore so far. Also swinging the bat a little bit coming into the day, hitting .300. 1 for 2 today. Swung on, hit right to Moses. Fires it over to second, going for the double play, but that's, oh boy, that just looked like, once again, that is going to be called out. I don't know. It was, I thought maybe for a second that Callahan had it beat out, but that is going to be the 6-4-3. So 2 outs in the inning. That brings up Riley Seymour. 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to the second baseman, struck out, swinging. 1 strike early on. First double play for Perry today. Heritage Hall with a double play in the first inning. Ball is popped up on the infield. It's going to have some spin, might be trouble. I was wondering what Riley Seymour was seeing right there. She just kind of jogged up the line. It almost looked like, I don't know if she got hit or was hurting or something like that, but the first baseman dropped the ball, and so she is safe at first. We'll see. We'll check on her, see if she's okay. See if she's okay, and notice something going up the line right there with Seymour. So we'll check on that, but she reaches safely. 2 outs here still in the top of the 6th, and it looks like they're going to bring in a pinch runner for her. I thought it was something. It looked like there was some type of issue. So we'll take a look at it and see what's happening here. So we'll ask Coach Seymour about that after the game. We'll get you a number on the pinch runner here in just a second. So that's going to bring up Blakely Standish with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Standish looks on, 0 for 2 for the day, struck out in the 2nd. Grounded out to the second baseman in the 4th. Looks like that's Callie fielding and running right now for Riley Seymour. Standish gets out of the inning there. So we move into the top of the 7th. You are watching Heritage Hall softball right here on the ChargerVision Network.
walk into this room, who you have beside you matters. Experience matters. We fight in Oklahoma and around the country, standing toe-to-toe against the most powerful adversaries in the world, and we win. Our record speaks for itself. Our verdicts and settlements speak for themselves, and we want to fight for you. Nix Patterson, Oklahoma attorneys with...
Yeah. Get game day ready with Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Dr. Matt Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, accelerating their return to play and maximizing performance through coordinated training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehab, and imaging. With years of medical and surgical expertise, Dr. Dieselhorst gets Oklahoma athletes back on the field. So we're back in play, top of the 7th. It's been all Addie Thompson as she leads off the Maroon center fielder with a strike. Aaliyah Schrum, Laney Huey, Brooklyn Moses. Called strike 2 on the center fielder. It's been all Chargers today. Pitching another shutout. Came in on the game, only 6 runs allowed all season long. That equates to less than a half per game. That ball's fouled off to the left. This follows the MO that we've seen all year long from this young team. 14-0 start, by far the best in school history, trying to make it 15 straight right now. Heritage Hall with 6 games remaining following this contest with Perry. I don't have the best record in school history in front of me right now, but we'll have that stat for you. It's getting close. Leah Schrum, 0 for 2 today. 19, 6-1 is the all-time record for Heritage Hall softball. So trying to get win number 15. Like we said, already a winning streak record, but an overall win total was 19. So back in 2023. So Heritage Hall knocking on that door this year. Be very surprising if they don't get to that total from what we've seen from this young group of very, very talented young ladies so far this year. Not only impressive in skill level or talent level, but maybe even more impressive from the chemistry of the team. The love they play with each other, and just the camaraderie that they have out there on the field. You can see it in every single pitch. And when we're able to talk to the players of the game afterwards, which stay tuned because we will be announcing our Seth Wadley Auto Power Promise Player of the Game following the conclusion of this inning. But they're always a joy to talk to, and everyone with the same message, that they love their teammates, they love their school, and they just love coming out here and competing on the highest level possible. Nice strikeout there for Addie Thompson. Strikeout number 8 on the day. So that's the first out here in the 7th inning. Perry trying to get something going. Laney Huey at the plate. 0 for 3 today for Huey. Strikeout in the first, strikeout in the third. Reached by error in the 5th inning. One of the few errors that we have seen from this Heritage Hall defense all year long. That ball's called strike on the outside corner, evening up the count at 1-1. Ball swung on, fouled straight back. Good healthy hack there by the shortstop. But that's going to be a 1-2 count, digging herself a little bit of a hole here against Addie Thompson. Addie Thompson already with 8 strikeouts on the night. Looking to add one more to the total. Came into this game, of course, 108 strikeouts. All-time strikeout leader in Heritage Hall history by a wide, wide margin. Shortstop fouled that one off. Just fought it off the best she could. Too close to take. Too far away to really do anything productive with it. So good piece of hitting, just fouling that ball off. Staying alive in the count. Don't think we'll get there, but Kinsey Wells due up for Heritage Hall, bottom of the 7th. Nice quality at bat going on right here for Huey. We'll see if Addie Thompson decides to take some off of this one. Get her out in front of it. Get the strikeout or the pop-up potentially. Been a fun ball game today. Been a quick ball game. Ball is swung on. Oh, off the glove of Hernandez. Looks like she got it right between the hop. She did a good job going to her right, getting down in that proper backhand form and kind of expecting that ball to take another little hop, and it just didn't. It just kind of stayed down and veered away from her a little bit. So that's going to be E4 right there on the Chargers' second baseman here in the 7th. So second error of the day for Heritage Hall. Ball misses up. Runner is on the move. Kendall Barris throws it down. Runner's not in time. Good backup there by Hernandez on the throw. And that is going to be Huey moving up to second base on the pass ball. Brooklyn Mills is at the plate. 0 for 4, 0 for 3 on the day. Hitting to a fielder's choice in the first. Flew out to Standish in the 3rd inning and then struck out looking last time at bat in the 5th. So 2-0 count here on Moses. Heritage Hall leading by the score of 3-0. One run or one out here in the 7th. That ball misses up, so that's going to be 3-0. Perry threatening to bring the tying run to the plate. Only 2 walks on the day for Thompson, along with 8 strikeouts. Oh, there's one right down the middle. Good job there by Thompson, just coming right at the Maroons' 3rd baseman, Moses. And that one misses low, so that's going to be a base on balls by Brooklyn Moses, I think. See if Coach Seymour comes out to talk to his young pitcher. 3rd walk on the day. So that brings up the pitcher, Joey Kakuk. Hit by pitch in the first. Flew out to short. Bounced out to short. 0 for 2 on the day. Looking to make a difference right here. Perry has left 10 runners on in this ball game. Just unable to get anybody through all night long. Nice pitch right there, 0-1. The count on the Maroons pitcher. That ball misses up, even up the count at 1-1. Ball's popped up to Callahan at shortstop. She's calling for it. Infield fly rule in place. So that's going to be the 2nd out of the inning here in the 7th. Runners on 1st and 2nd. Tying run still at the plate here for Perry. It's going to be the catcher, Bella Porter. 1 for 2, 1 for 3 on the day. Unless we've got a change here. Let's see what we're doing. Oh, we're just going to have a new runner. That's going to come in. So the new runner will be McKenna Hoffman in to run for Moses. So Perry's down to their last out. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. This is going to be the catcher, Bella Porter, singled her last time up in the 6th. Looking to put something in play right now with runners sitting on first and second. She is the tying run. If Addie Thompson has anything to do with it, she's not going to find any gaps on this field. Ball misses up, just barely. Ball 1 there on the Maroon catcher. Still a lot of life in the dugouts over here. Oh, that ball misses out. Oh. Thought that was a strike right there. I apologize. So that's going to run the count to 2-0. Just missed off the outside part of the plate. Heritage Hall next on the 16th. Hennessy Eagles, doubleheader. Next week, follow that up by a trip up to Blackwell to play the Blackwell Maroons, the other Maroons in the state. Perry Maroons and the Blackwell Maroons. Count is 2-1 here. Addie Thompson trying to come away with another win. She came in on the day 9-0. Looking for win number 10 on the year for Thompson. Misses outside, threatening to load the bases. That runs the count to 3-1. Nevaeh Mills awaits on deck. The new Maroons pitcher. That is called strike, so that's going to bring him full. And there it is. Not only win number 10 for Addie Thompson, but that also ties for the sole record for wins in a career at Heritage Hall. So Addie Thompson, win number 10 on the year, now tied for the lead in career wins at Heritage Hall, and another great showing, another great victory for this team, pushing the total to 15-0. It's the finals here. Heritage Hall 3, Perry 0. We will be right back with our Seth Wadley Auto Power Promise Player of the Game. You're watching Heritage Hall Softball right here on the ChargerVision Network.
Walk into this room, who you have beside you matters. Experience matters. We fight in Oklahoma and around the country, standing toe-to-toe against the most powerful adversaries in the world, and we win. Our record speaks for itself. Our verdicts and settlements speak for themselves, and we want to fight for you. Nix Patterson, Oklahoma attorneys with world-class experience.
Another great ball game here witnessed for Heritage Hall. This team just keeps finding ways to do what they do. Just the winning pedigree, the winning attitude that these young ladies have right now. That makes it 15-0 overall. That makes it 8-0 in district play. And we would like to congratulate our Seth Wadley Auto. Well, we'll get to that here in just 1 minute. But, you know, just an overall great win. It was a gritty performance. It was a gutty performance. It was a tight ball game all the way up until the 3rd inning, when Heritage Hall was finally able to get a run across the plate, and that came on a solo home run by Addie Thompson. Following that, there was a single by Kiki Jobs, who was left stranded, but again, got on the board again in the 4th. Singles by J.C. Hernandez and by Emerson Callahan. And then they were knocked in by freshman Kinsey Wells in the leadoff spot tonight. Kinsey Wells, nice single, nice 2 RBI double or 2 RBI single in the 4th inning. That was the only runs of the game for Heritage Hall, and that's all they needed. We've talked all night long about this team, just these pitchers for Heritage Hall, especially Addie Thompson. They just don't like giving up runs, and in part they don't give up any runs. So Addie Thompson, let's see, I believe we'll check the final numbers on it, but I believe that was 10 more strikeouts tonight for Addie. So that's going to put her, she came in tonight with 108 strikeouts, so that's going to put her at about 118 to 120 strikeouts for this season again already. And, it's just a great performance all around. Up and down the lineup, what I've been so impressed with, and I'm blessed enough to call Heritage Hall softball this year, but what I've been so impressed with now, the 3rd game that I've had the privilege of witnessing, is just the overall, the skill level, but more than that, it's the team element and the team aspect that this team has. And and I give a lot of credit to Coach Seymour, but I also give just as much credit to the quality young ladies that are out here whenever they sit down on this bench. And we're going to have one sit down with me here in just a minute. But whenever they do, they're just talking about their faith and how much they love their teammates and how much they love their school and how much they love playing and winning, and it's infectious. Winning is always infectious. Team chemistry is infectious, and when you have a bunch of good people pulling on the same end of the string, it just makes all the difference. We would like to congratulate Addie Thompson for our Seth Wadley Auto Power Promise Player of the Game. Addie Thompson 2 for 3 on the night with an RBI, 9 strikeouts. 41st win, and that is a career record. So win number 10 on the year for Addie. She came in 9-0 with a .15 ERA. But it's win number 10 on the year for Addie, and more importantly, it's win number 41 on the career of Addie Thompson. So we're going to get her up here in just a minute. I think we've got her queuing up down there, and we'll get her on a headset for you. But what a great outing, and it's something that it's easy not to. It's easy not to. Yeah, it's easy to kind of take her performances for granted sometimes, because it's so good day after day after day, and you walk the fine line between balance of you don't want to take anything for granted when it comes to Addie Thompson and how wonderful she is, but then again, that's all you're talking about, and I think what I've loved to see on this team so far this year is that we've really had a lot of other people that have been able to step up and that have been able to do a lot of things. We're going to take our last break before Addie Thompson sits down with us. You are watching Heritage Hall Softball right here on the ChargerVision Network.
Joe Cooper Ford has 3 Ford dealerships around the metro to serve Oklahoma better than anyone else. What does having 3 of the best Ford dealerships in the state mean for you? It means 3 times the selection and 3 times the savings, and that's 3 times the service. And Joe guarantees to beat any price in Oklahoma by $500, or he'll give you $10,000. That's why Joe beats the competition 3-1. I love Joe, Oklahoma.
The elite always work to get better. So every day, we dedicate ourselves to being the best orthopedic surgeons in the country, committed to helping you be your best. No matter where you are or the obstacles you face, we never give up, because it's too important to you and the communities we serve. And for that reason, Saints march on.
And we're back. What a great afternoon. What a great evening. Very warm baseball out there, Addie. Yes. Was it, I saw you when it first started, and, we've got a 90-degree day coming off some cool weather. Did that affect you at all tonight?
It did not, no.
Okay. Does it ever, or do you think you're just strong enough to battle through whatever elements or whatever's thrown at you?
I mean, it can be hard pitching in, cold weather, but
it just doesn't bother you at all. Okay, you're going to the University of Michigan, okay? I think it gets cold up there.
It does.
Tell us about that, Addie. We'll get to some of your stats, and there's a couple of announcements we want to make as well. But what made you choose Michigan? And tell me kind of your experience on the recruiting trail so far, and why what made Michigan really stand out for you?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously Michigan is a great academic school, and the second I stepped on campus, I just knew it was home. And I know a lot of people say that, but it's really a real feeling.
Now,
And
no affiliation there before, and no family
no,
members
sir.
or anything that
No,
went
sir.
to Michigan.
No, sir.
Was it tough on the family? You going away so far and not going to maybe Oklahoma State?
I mean, of course, my mom's a little sad. And
so if anybody doesn't know, Addie's family is all Oklahoma State. Mother Michelle played at Oklahoma State, and so that's why we asked that question. But what was there any of that conversation in the house?
no, they support me no matter what. And I
Whatever
really
you
appreciate
wanted to
that.
do, you were
Yes.
good with it. Okay,
Yes.
so Addie, tonight, your 10th win of the year, 10-0 on the year. Such a special night. But maybe more importantly is 41 on your career. So that puts you now in sole possession of number 1 of career wins at Heritage Hall. What does having a record like that mean to you?
You know, it's really important. I mean, it's the first at Heritage Hall, and I really couldn't have done it without my teammates.
And, you know, I talk to you
yeah.
guys all the time, and you seem like you guys play with such chemistry and as a team so much. How does that come about? I mean, is it the senior leadership that's driving this, or is it just the team as a whole that has just decided to band together and play some softball?
I think it's the team as a whole. You know, ever since we got Kiki, she's amazing, and then the new freshmen coming up, they really are amazing. It's just really easy to, like, have a friendship with them. They're so easy.
You know, in mentioning these freshmen, such a young team and a 15-0 start, the best in Heritage Hall history.
Yeah.
19 wins are the most that any softball team has had at Heritage Hall, and so you guys are knocking on that door right now. Tell me about this team. Tell me about, you've got 4 freshmen in the starting lineup. Was there ever a point to where you were like, man, I don't know about this, with the youth of the team?
Well, I always heard they were pretty good, and, I have Coach Seymour, I believe him. And I've seen them play middle school, so I just knew we were going to have a good season, my last season, so I was super excited for them to come.
Did you think it would be anything like this, and do you think the addition of Kiki has actually helped in crazy ways as well?
Yes, I really think that has helped. Just having another arm, just having backup,
Yeah. Well, you've had to carry the load for a long time. You're still obviously carrying the load in the numbers. So just about every statistical category now in that you were the holder in, and we see it right there. Oh, we forgot about the most important. Tell me about the home run. Boy, you got the ball you wanted, and you went for it, and what a shot. And it came at a time when we really needed a spark.
Yes. I was just going all out. I don't know.
You don't know any other way to go, though, do you?
I guess not.
You just have to go all out. Well, Addie, it's always a pleasure talking to you. It's always a pleasure getting to watch you play. Thank you so much for everything you've done for Heritage Hall, and congratulations on all the records, all the accolades, and, of course, Michigan. And we look forward to speaking to you again, and also for what's left in this season, okay?
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
You bet. Thank you. We've got Coach Seymour coming up again. I mean, this is a new little thing that we can have. Anytime we get to talk to the coach, and the man himself is unbelievable. Actually, we're right on that camera over there, Coach. But Coach Seymour, it's becoming a theme now. Every time we sit down, we're talking about another win for your squad, and another gutsy performance, and another hard, scrappy fight. That they had to come through on.
It was a really gutsy performance by Addie in the circle. I just told the girls after the game, we can't expect to win against big teams like that, making 4 or 5 errors. We haven't had too many of those games throughout the season where we've, made some errors. In fact, I was looking the other day, and I think we had 6 or 7 errors completely on the season. And so to almost double that up in one game was kind of problematic against a team like Perry coming in. So.
Well, I saw that, and I made a comment that you just don't see that. That's very atypical of your defense.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, there was something else I wanted to talk to you about, and we'll get to X and O's a little bit. I think this was the first time that we ever had a run out like this in Charger softball. Is that correct? That before the game, and that reminded me of some Heritage Hall baseball.
Talking about the
national anthem and starting it off, and everybody that way. Is that something new that you brought here?
No, we haven't had a PA announcing this season because we haven't had anybody to do it. But Coach Sullivan was nice enough to come down and do it for us, and so anytime we have that opportunity, we like to throw in a national anthem. And we've practiced, how to line up, and do the national anthem. And so it was just one of those things that, tell the girls where to go, they go do it.
I love it. It brought back a lot of fond memories, that's for sure. So let me ask you, it's been kind of a, one of those weeks where you went to Chisholm. It's a little bit of ways away from home. You're up 3-0 in the 4th inning. You get a rain delay, or you get the game canceled. You have to go back and finish that game. Does that take a toll? You're getting a lot of travel that you have to do this next week. Does that take a toll on your team?
We knew this season with our district matchups that we were going to be on the wheels and the road quite a bit this season. Next week is going to be the biggest toll for us because Tuesday we go to Hennessy, Wednesday we go back to Chisholm to finish up that game, and then Thursday we go up to the Kansas border with Blackwell. So we've got some time on the road next week. But our girls have done a great job battling every bit of adversity they've had all season long, and I don't expect that to be an issue for us to go out there and just play the game like we know how.
You know, knowing the girls on your team, too, they probably love that. They just get to spend more time together.
I mean,
this is one of the closest knit groups I've seen on a club.
They are a very tight-knit group, and we tried to establish that, first week of season as far as practices go on July 15th. We did a lot of team bonding stuff with our practices and made sure that everything they did together, and it's really paid off in the efforts of us going out there and relying on each other to do our jobs.
Well, Coach Seymour, it's so much joy watching your team play, and Amelia Smith. We talked about her and some of the plays that she's made this year. She just seems like a spark plug out there that's willing to do anything and everything to knock something down, to get an out, to help her team.
She is a spark plug. She's just a great kid all the way around. She's always happy. She's always smiling. She's a very good vocal leader for us. She is Miss Energetic for us in our game. She does everything that we ask her to do, and defensively, I don't think there's anybody better at third base. She reads the bunt perfectly. She does a great job moving her feet to the ball, and it's like she knows exactly where she needs to go with the play every time the ball's in her hand.
Been so impressive to see. Want to make sure Riley was okay going up first base there. I noticed something, so everything was good there. No injuries or anything like that. Okay, we were going to ask you. Well, Coach, we talk about managing expectations. You've been here before. You've been here a long time. What's the end game? What's the end of the road look like for this team this year?
Well, we're trying to take one game at a time, as I'm sure you've heard every coach say. But we're at a point right now throughout the season where we really feel like we can create something special. We want to get to hosting that regional. We win that regional. We want to host the super regional, and then our ultimate goal is to get to the state tournament. I'm not saying our goal is to win it, because when we get there, it will be one game at a time. Our goal right now is just to get there. Whatever we need to do, everything that we have done throughout the season has culminated to that point, and so we're really trying to just stay calm and stay, out of pressure and just doing our jobs every chance we get and every opportunity we get.
Well, Coach Seymour, I know probably not for you, but maybe some outside looking in, the thought of Heritage Hall softball hosting a super regional, being in the state tournament, maybe to some was a little far-fetched thinking, but I know in your mind, I know how you think, and there's nothing far-fetched when it comes to team chemistry and the talent and all that. So does it still shock you a little bit at all to be talking state tournament runs here with this club?
It might shock me that we're undefeated at this point in the season, but it's not shocking me at all that we're talking state tournament run, because we knew before first practice the type of team we were going to have. We knew if our girls, meshed well and they played the game well and they counted on each other to make plays behind each other, that we were going to be putting ourselves in a position to be very successful. And our girls have done everything, even when it comes to our practice days and our off days. Everything that they do is to get to that point of the season. They want to get to the state tournament, and then we'll just see how it lays out and how well we can do in those moments.
Well, it's been such a joy. Thank you once again for taking some time to talk with us after this game. And, boy, we can't wait to get back here and watch you get after it again. And congratulations once again on a 15-0 start.
And I appreciate it.
Most win total, highest win total ever for Heritage Hall softball is 19. So you're knocking on that door right now, and it's not nobody more deserving than you, Coach Seymour.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much. Good to see you. All right.
You, sir.
Well, that's going to do it from here. Heritage Hall with another wonderful victory, moving the total to 15-0, 8-0 in district play. That's going to be a wrap from here. Heritage Hall 3, Perry 0. You've been watching a broadcast of Heritage Hall softball right here on the ChargerVision Networks. Thank you, and have a great night.